transportation of containers via Bremerhaven is currently experiencing a boom like virtually no other industry in Germany, with annual growth rates sometimes hitting double figures. In just 27 years, the operation on the Weser estuary has become Europe's fourth most important container terminal, and thus a major player on the international stage. Over 3.5 million standard containers are handled here every year, and the figure is continuing to increase rapidly. In order to maintain its leading position in the future, Land Bremen is extending the container terminal at a cost of some 500 million euros by undertaking the fourth and final construction phase. In this phase, what is already the world's longest riverside quay will be lengthened from 3,200 to 4,872 meters, thereby creating space for 4 additional state-of-the-art container freighters. After a construction period of only 4 years, the new section is to start operation by the end of 2008. Cargo transport, handling and logistics for all aspects of container traffic rank among the most important growth sectors of Bremen's economy. The CT4 container terminal will safeguard the long-term development of Bremerhaven as a port location and enable it to meet future challenges. Bremen's port management company, Bremen Ports, has awarded the contract for the planning and realization of this ambitious project to the CT4 joint venture. The companies making up this consortium, Hochtief Construction AG, Bilfinger Berger AG, Gustav V. Roge GmbH & Co. KG, and Strabag AG, also belonged to the joint venture which was responsible for the most recent extension, the terminal CT3A. This huge project requires a total of 10 million cubic meters of sand in order to create a new terminal covering an area of approximately 90 hectares. Thus, the total operating and storage zone in the hinterland area amounts to 340 hectares. For the construction of the new quay, a total of 3,600 steel piles are being driven into the ground. 743 massive bearing piles, up to 42.5 meters long and weighing approximately 25 tons, support the quay. The bearing piles are connected by intermediate piles and anchored in the ground by batter piles. For the construction of the sheet pile walls around the terminal alone, approximately 40,000 tons of steel are being driven into the ground. This massive and extensive piling work, which needs to be carried out with utmost precision, requires high-performance deep foundation machines. The Austrian company Liebherr Werk Nenzing GmbH produces state-of-the-art hydraulic crawler and lift cranes, as well as piling and drilling machines. On the CT4 job site, as many as 5 impressive large-size machines from Liebherr Werk Nenzing GmbH are in use. Waterside driving of the so-called combined Peiner sheet pile wall represents a show of strength that has to be carried out with maximum precision. For the construction of the sheet pile wall, the joint venture is using 2 heavy jack-up platforms, the Odin and the Annegret. These ensure exact alignment of the driving devices and components. The Odin platform has been specially built for the CT4 project. Both jack-up platforms operate independently from the land. The entire sheet piling material, as well as operating supplies, are brought to the job site by river sea vessels. The bearing piles are installed from the Odin, while the Annegret platform is used for the insertion of the intermediate piles and for driving the batter piles. The Odin platform, measuring 46 by 30 meters, was designed for working in depths of up to 45 meters and is able to carry a maximum additional load of 1,200 tons. Compared to a normal pontoon, a jack-up platform offers the great advantage that it can be moved as it floats, but at the same time, it can be supported on the ground with hydraulic legs for operation. When a job is completed at one location, the hydraulic legs are retracted. The jack-up platform then moves to the new location using winches, and after extending its legs, it stands firmly on the ground again. There is a guideline for all kinds of work on the open sea. When working on water, it is essential to stand on a safe platform. As jack-up platforms are supported on the ground, they remain almost unaffected by waves and allow for work without any difficulties. For pile driving done from the Odin platform, Hochtief Construction AG shows an LR 1280 Liebherr lift crane equipped with a fixed lead type LRH 600 and a Diseco vibrator type PVE 110M. This compact and efficient piling package was specially arranged by Liebherr Werk Nenzing GmbH for this challenging building project. Before its first operation, the piling machine weighing approximately 300 tons had to be transported to its working location. So the LR 1280 took to the skies. Due to lack of space, it was not possible to assemble the piling machine on the jack-up platform, and so it had to be lifted from land to the Odin as a whole. For assembly and startup, as well as for the lifting job, well-trained Liebherr service personnel were on the spot. In order to lift the LR 1280 together with the LRH 600, transport shackles were fixed to the crawlers. Static calculations for this special lift were carried out by Liebherr Werk Nenzing GmbH. For this lifting job, a special crane was required. The floating crane Enak, with a maximum lifting capacity of 600 tons, was hired for this task. On a cool autumn night, the moment had arrived. After careful preparation and a final check of all safety precautions, the Liebherr piling machine, with a weight of approximately 300 tons, could be lifted. Despite nightfall, the LR 1280 could easily be lifted, and after a short time, it was positioned at its projected location by the floating crane. In the first phase, the waterside sheet pile wall is being installed on the CT4 job site. To begin with, the bearing piles are inserted from the Odin platform. The sheet piles type Piner PSP 1000, 1001, and 1016, measuring up to 42.5 meters and weighing some 25 tons, are delivered by a barge. A ringer crane mounted on the Odin platform lifts the piles into the pile guide. The bearing piles have to be lowered with maximum precision and positioned at an exact center-to-center distance of 2.31 meters. To comply with the permissible tolerances, the bearing piles are guided at 3 points during the driving process, which also includes the use of a newly developed sledge. After the sheet piles have been positioned, the Liebherr piling machine is moved in front of the pile. The Liebherr LR 1280 lift crane, with a maximum capacity of 280 tons, is driven by a 400 kilowatt Liebherr diesel engine and is equipped with 15-ton free-fall winches. The piling work is executed by an LRH 600 fixed lead with a length of 50 meters and a capacity of 80 tons. Thanks to the powerful Diseco PVE 110M vibrator, with a centrifugal force of 225 tons, and the Liebherr rope crowd system with a pull-down force of 43 tons, the pile is easily driven down to the projected depth. The Deseco Power Pack Type PVE 1000, required for vibrator operation, offers 784 kilowatts of power and is compactly mounted on the Liebherr lift crane. This compact and powerful combination is offered by Liebherr Werk Nenzing GmbH as a complete piling package. Thus, the customer gets complete support for all technical concerns, advice, and service from one company. To fulfill the contractor's requirements, the bearing piles have to be driven by a hammer on the last 5 meters. This is done with a Menk offshore hammer, type MHU 270T, with a weight of 58 tons. The hammer is positioned by a ringer crane. A bellows noise shroud enclosing the hammer and the upper part of the pile significantly reduces noise emissions. Having installed the bearing piles, 743 batter piles are inserted to absorb the horizontal forces acting on the sheet pile wall. This piling work is executed from the Annegret platform. This time, a Liebherr hydraulic crawler crane type HS895HD, equipped with a 55-meter-long swinging lead and an IHC hydraulic hammer type S70 is being used. The Liebherr crawler crane offers a powerful 605 kilowatt diesel engine and 35-ton winches. The batter piles type Pina PS T600 with 45 meters length and 7.2 tons weight are again delivered by a barge. The HS895HD, with a maximum capacity of 200 tons, lifts the batter piles from the barge and positions them on the fixed lead. Thereafter, the hydraulic hammer is positioned on the pile and the fixed lead is brought into the correct position. It is important to exactly adjust the piles, which have to be installed at an inclination of 1 to 1.3. Again, the pile is guided at several points and exact alignment is ensured through a hydraulic sledge. The complete working cycle can be carried out by the Liebherr HS895HD without the use of an auxiliary crane. While the sheet piling construction site moves further and further to the north, it is followed from the south by the work on the future K structure and operating area of the terminal. The CT4 joint venture is filling in the site step by step with sand from the Weser as the basis for further work. This is carried out, among others, by a hopper dredger, extracting sand from the navigation channel and filling it into the depositing site. After the working level has been filled in with sand to 3 meters above sea level, work on land can begin. Given the enormous loads which will occur during subsequent handling operations, the layer of sand forming the working level is not sufficient as a reliable basis. The reinforced concrete superstructure therefore rests on a triple row of a total of 1,380 steel piles. These supports, which are up to 34 meters in length, are first inserted in the ground using vibrators at an inclination of 8 to 1 from the working level and only driven in by hammer over the last 5 meters, as with the construction of the sheet pile wall. The type of sheet piles used is Pina PS T500 with a length of 24 to 34 meters and an average weight of 5.5 tons. Again, 2 Liebherr piling machines are being used for this job. The piles are vibrated into the ground by a Liebherr hydraulic crawler crane type HS883HD equipped with a 42-meter LRH 400 lead. The applied working tool is a Müller vibrator MS48. The vibrator is driven by a power pack which is compactly mounted on the back of the crawler crane. The HS883HD is fitted with a 448 kilowatt diesel engine and two 30-ton free-fall winches. Final driving of the piles by a hammer is carried out by a Liebherr crawler crane type HS895HD with an LRH 600 piling rig. The lead is 38 meters long and offers a maximum load-bearing capacity of 65 tons. The working tool in use is a Menk hydraulic hammer type MHU150 with a weight of 25 tons. Both Liebherr piling machines offer impressive performances and high flexibility and fulfill the heavy pile driving work with ease. Liebherr Werk Nenzing GmbH is a reliable partner for all piling and drilling tasks in special deep foundation work. The CT4 building project is an excellent example of the wide range of Liebherr machines available for special deep foundation work. The presented LRH series with fixed or swinging lead combines power and flexibility. It is supplemented by a complete range of multifunctional piling and drilling machines with rigid lead, the LRB series. The motto is, "One partner for all matters." Flexible deep foundation machines with powerful working tools, well-trained personnel, excellent job site advice, as well as the required service. Liebherr Werk Nenzing GmbH, your partner for special deep foundation work.